social media to absolutely blast this place. No clue. You guys will live and die by the digital world. I can do that because I work in the industry. I can do that. I will. If I get any more crap from you guys, that's exactly what I do. I'm scared of anybody. There's nothing lives in this universe that I fear. Nothing and no one. Hi everyone, sorry about that. I was just trying to sort my camera out there. It's on a little bit of a angle. Okay, so today we're back again with the Nag Hammadi Scriptures. I'm going to take a little bit of an interlude. I might do some other videos in between the rest of the book, which is quite lengthy. We've actually only reached half of it, by the way, just to let you know how far we've gotten in the book. The next part is actually quite short, but it's interesting. I think it was taken from Plato and modified. It's pretty much an excerpt, almost like for like in Plato's book, but I will go into that in a minute. So let me just bring up the PowerPoint presentation now, so you guys can see what it is I'm talking about. So this is called an excerpt from Plato's Republic. You should be able to see that on the screen there. And so this is, in the chapter, it does actually give you the excerpt from Plato's Republic, and you can read that, and it's actually almost verse for verse, almost identical, apart from some Gnostic pieces in this, to what's in Plato's Republic about the human, the soul and the human. And it's a Coptic version of it. It's the parable of Plato's Republic on the human soul, and it just describes the three layers of the human soul, or rather aspects of us that we can either dominate us and therefore express, or not dominate us, and we can move to the higher forms of ourselves. So they talk, the lower form is obviously the many-headed beast, and then which has a lion and a many-headed beast, a lion and a human. The many-headed beast has multiple heads of a lion, a serpent, and so forth, a goat. And then you have the lion, three-headed dog, which is a Cerberus. And then you have the lion, which is the passion for courage, and then human is for reason. So we'll go straight into this. It's very, very short, so this won't take very long. Okay, so this is the discourse between two peoples, or this version of the parable. Since we have reached this point in discussion, let's return to the first thing said to us. We shall find that someone says, "Good for one who has been treated in a completely unjust way, for that one is justly glorified. Wasn't that one refuted in this way?" Yes, in exactly that way. So what they're saying is those who act unjustly and treat others unjustly are glorified. I said, "Now then, we have spoken of this because someone has said that the unjust and the just both have power. How is that?" That person said, "The reasoning faculty of the soul is an image with nothing like it." And the one who said this will understand. So what does that mean, the reasoning faculty of the soul? Well, that is the human element of it. The person said, "Is it really like this or not? We say it is for me. But all these mythical creatures that the rulers have revealed now turn out to be natural creatures, including the chimera, which is a female with a lion, goat, and dragon or serpent head, which is effectively just a aspect or a metaphor or a identity towards our lower chakra and our lower tendencies that we have, or of the lustful part of us, if you like, the deceitful part of us, the greed part of us, the sly part of us, and the Cerberus, which is the three-headed dog. They have all come down and have cast off forms and images and have become a single image. That single image is the humans. What it's saying is the human has all three forms of these, of what Plato describes are the three layers of the soul. It was said, do it now. The single image has become the image of a complex, many-headed beast, often like the image of a wild beast, and then it can cast off the first image. The first image is the lion. All these rough and rugged forms come from that image, with some effort, for they are formed arrogantly. I'll come back to that after we finish this. This is the final slide, by the way. They resemble them are formed through the word. Now this is a single image. Further, the image of the lion is the one thing, and the image of the human is another. The image of what is joined is a single image, which is the lion. The single image is the lion, and the second image is small. It has been formed. Oh, sorry, the first image is the lion. It has been formed and joined them. They join them together and make the three into a single one. They grow together and all are in a single image. Outward image of a human who cannot see what is inside but only what is outside. It is apparent what creature the image is in. It was formed in a human image. I spoke with one who said that it is profitable for a person to act unjustly. Who acts unjustly really does not profit or find any good. Profitable for this person is this to cast down every image of the evil beast and trample them along with the image of the lion. Human being is weak in this respect. He is drawn to the place where he is first, the lustful part of ourselves, the chimera, the Cerberus, as described. It spends time with them. He does not reconcile them to each other. They, aspects, the chimera, the Cerberus, and then the lion, put up a fight against anyone hostile to them, devour each other in animosity. Yes, he said, all this to everyone who praises the unjust actions. Isn't it profitable to speak justly? If a person does these things and speaks about them, these things take firm hold within a person. A person tries to care for them and nourishes them as a farmer nourishes the produce day by day, and the wild beasts keep it from growing. So what is this excerpt from Plato's The Republic basically telling us? It's pretty common, really, what it's trying to tell us. What it's trying to tell us is that we have three aspects of us. If you recall, the Gnostics call the three aspects or three movements towards spirituality is the physical and the psychical and the spiritual. In Plato's Cerberus, it's taking this to a much lower level. It's referring to three aspects of what they regard as the soul. It is the lustful self, then it is the courageous self, and then it is the reason human self. And what this is effectively trying, the excerpt from Plato's Republic, or rather the Gnostic version or imitation of it, or it could be Plato's excerpt, because Plato's excerpt was written in, let's have a look, I did describe this in 275 BC, so it was before these Gnostic texts were in place. Let's just put this camera back on there. Hey, so it's before the Gnostic texts, these Gnostic texts were actually written. So it's basically telling us that we have three aspects of ourselves. We can either draw towards our lustful selves, which is the Cerberus, or the three-headed beasts as it's described, or we could move up to the lion, which is courageous, forceful, steadfast, directional person who will move towards a direction. Or we can move to the human, which is a reasoning, thinking, rational being. These are aspects of the soul. And remember we talked about the spirit and the soul, the divine spirit and the soul. Many combine both together. They call the soul the spirit and the spirit the soul, and it's the same thing for many people. They don't differentiate. For me, it doesn't matter about the soul or the very energy bodies or the various bodies that we have. And that might be the next video I will do to describe what they are from an esoteric sense, and those who research like to split these things up. The spirit is just a divine breath, which we all are, and that is what we're supposed to become. But the soul is part of the physical self. I believe for me it's the energetic expression, the energy body, the auric self. The soul is the auric self. It's your expression through the body and your auric energetic field. And so if you, as a soul, you can either trap yourselves into low frequencies, which then your auric field will change all the time. It always changes. No one's auric field is the same constantly. An aura is an energy, remember. It's a reflection of frequency. It's a fraction of our frequency. So sometimes we can be unhappy, we can be sad, and therefore our frequency our auric field will change colour as a result. It could go to greyer colours and darker colours if we're angry or if we're vengeful. But when we're happy, or if we turn happy the next day, or have a light mood and we find ourselves, it could turn back into more illuminated colours. So aura changes all the time. I can't read auras, but some people can. If you do know anyone, have that experiment. Ask them to read you in a joyful mood, and then stand in front of them and think really nasty things and vengeful things, and they'll notice that your aura will change. So that for me is a soul. That's the soul part of ourselves. And this is saying that you can move to that lower energy. You can move to the line, which is more like a middle ground, the psychical equivalent, if you like. And then you can move to the human self, which is more reasoning, more mind, which is where Plato was coming from rational, mind-centered thought about humanity, the soul, the spirit, where we come from, how we get there, things like that. So this is a very interesting, very short chapter. Have a think about those things. It's pretty clear and obvious, really. It doesn't take much thought to understand what this excerpt is trying to say. I don't believe the human being is weak. I just do believe that some people have a tendency to draw towards power, lust, control, dominance, and so things. These are not things that they've just discovered in this life. These are tendencies that they've had in previous lives, and they bring those tendencies with them into this one. And it's up to them whether they decide to change that frequency, tendency, that established ways of behavior that they've had, to more higher vibrational frequencies. It really is a choice, all of this. So as I say, the three sins of man, it's the lustful loins, follow that. It is the ego of the mind and the intellectual pedestals we put ourselves on, and it's the identification and the love of the image in the mirror. Those are the three things for me. In essence, that's where it all resides. So hope you liked this excerpt, and again, I want to say thank you for listening, and I just want to pass this back on. Again, the second come, we do talk about this every time. I know it's irritating, we keep repeating, but it is you. And do that work on yourself, and the image in the mirror is the only challenge that you have. And become what you seek, as Mahanji says. Just let's try to avoid doing things just to be self-righteous and virtuous, because that doesn't actually get anyone anywhere, really. These are false things. It's better to be sincere in your practice, in your own expansion, your own journey, because that is what is beneficial to your eternal infinite self. And again, if I can help anyone in any way, please let me know. contact me on Messenger. Happy to discuss anything that you hear on these videos or in previous videos, or anything else that you wish to discuss to help you on your own paths, because everyone's path is different and unique, and you will all step on different stones across the river, as the saying goes. So, again, I will say thank you again for listening. Appreciate your time and hope you enjoy it. And God bless you all until next time. Thank you.